Yee, guess what? Do you see my hair? My hair? I ain't got no hair left. I cut it. I cut it myself. My wife bought me a razor, electric razor, and a few days ago I cut my hair. I shaved my hair off. Here in America, where I live, is pretty hot usually, and we have a lot of hair. You know, you sweat more. I sweat more, and also because I don't like combing my hair, I get too lazy to comb my hair. So I decided to look like this. No hair left. Wait, I want to show you this side of my head. No, this side. This side. Yeah, that hurt. I just slapped myself 3 times. I miss you, baby. I miss talking to you. I I miss you making me laugh so much all the time. You come up with the strangest things just so spontaneously. Sometimes we'll be talking to each other, messaging each other back and forth, and you'll say something really random. And I was thinking to myself, what? Where did you come up with these things? And I start laughing. You have a way of controlling my emotions, like I am your robot. You make me laugh so much sometimes. You make me cry sometimes because sometimes you just touch my heart too much because I'm very I get emotional sometimes, and it's, I just love our. I call it like our father-daughter date. I mean, obviously we're not in the same country; we're other side of the world from each other. But when we are together, I like to pretend that you're like with me, with me, not just online, but like when we're talking to each other on messaging on Facebook. I like to imagine that you're sitting down with me and we're having lunch and we're just talking and joking around and like we do and expanding each other's hearts and breaking our spleens and everything else. Um, I got your email, all 347 of them. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. They were so beautiful. The one I just received a few minutes ago, oh my gosh, I love this email so much. It's like the best email I got in my whole life. We say, I love you, I miss you, I keep thinking of you, I'll be here for you, I won't get tired of you, I'm stuck with you. Thank you, by the way, that you're stuck with me. To make me sound like I'm a disease or something. Uh, I will pray for you. I know God will bless you. I love you with every strand of my hair. And that's a lot of love because I know you got a lot of hair. I've seen your hair. And with every blink beat of my heart, I really love you, Popsy, and I will keep disturbing you as long as this feeling of missing you will pass. Sweetie, you don't disturb me. I love your emails. They brighten up my day. It's hard adjusting without Facebook because I'm used to being on Facebook almost 24 hours a day unless I'm asleep. Because even if I'm not home, I have my cell phone and I have the Facebook app. So if somebody messages me, that's why I can message right away because I always know if I got a notification. And but more so than that, it's just you and Sarah that and Lord Lee and Orayaka that I missed the most, obviously. You you girls are the ones that I talk to the most on Facebook, especially you and Sarah, and lately, especially you. Even that Sarah got her internet a few days ago, even that she has her internet, I still talk to you more than with Sarah. I used to say, oh, only because you used to say, well, she doesn't have an internet, but once she gets the internet, she'll talk to you a lot, and you won't need me no more. And I was thinking to myself, she's crazy. I don't want to lose her, lose you. But even now that Sarah has her internet, I still talk to you more than her. I love you a lot, Cindy. You're I never thought that I could love somebody so much who is not my relative. I've never really loved anybody outside my family as much as I love you. I I appreciate you so much. I really do. You are very unique to me because I see you as my daughter, as my baby, as I keep calling you baby all the time. Even when you're 10 years older, 20 years older, even when you're 120 years old, if I'm still alive, you're still going to be my baby. You'll always be my baby. But I see you as my baby, but I also see you as my best friend. So it's kind of like a strange, different, unique relationship me and you have. Um, yeah. So, hey, your husband, he's been messaging more lately, which is kind of cool. Yeah. But don't tell him that I told you because I don't want him to lose confidence with me and then not message me no more, or not to trust me no more. Um, he never tells me nothing bad about you. He never complains about you. We talk about you sometimes, and he just says a lot of nice, sweet stuff about you, just like you do about him. A couple of times I send you our messages, because a couple of times that I've told you, hey, I'm talking to your husband. No, you responded kind of like, oh, I'm nervous or I'm scared, and that made me think, wow, poor girl. There's nothing for her to be scared about, and that's why I just copy and paste the message so you can see, and I sent to you. But I he never says nothing bad about you, nothing negative about you or your kids. He loves you guys. He's passionate about you. He's a good husband. He's a good man. I I've been married since 1995, which is probably before you were born. I don't know. I don't know where you were born. I don't remember. But anyways, I've been married since 1995, which is about 17 years, I think, give or take. I'm not good at math. I don't know, about 17, almost 20 years. I've been married almost 20 years. Marriage is beautiful, but it has its rough times. And I know that I know that you guys are having financial situation complications because I know you've told me before. And I want you to know this, Cindy. Okay? I want you to know that if you ever need money, um, if you ever have an emergency where you need financial assistance, let me know. I may or may not be able to help you. I don't know. It depends on my situation. It depends how much money you need or whatever, you know. But if you're ever in a situation where you need financial assistance, go ahead and let me know. Uh, if I can help you, I will help you and your family. You and your family are my family too. I call you guys my extended family. That's the English term, extended family. Um, and you don't have to be embarrassed or shy. With Sarah, don't tell her I told you, please. But with Sarah, she's needed money a couple times, and what I've done is I sent to her, but we kind of like made an agreement that now I paid her for her first 2 months of wages for me, of working for me. So the first 2 months she already got paid for it. I'm gonna send her money for the internet connection so that not get disconnected, obviously. But if you're too shy to receive money from me as a gift, you could always do like a loan. I could do like a full, what do you call it, a cash advance on your payments, for your wages for me. Um, the reason I'm talking about this is I know you mentioned to me that in the past you have financial complications, and I know you said one time a few days ago, a couple of days ago, just before you disable your internet, your Facebook for a few minutes, you said this. You said I have a lot of problems, and then you disabled the Facebook. that you didn't really say about problems, and I made me think maybe it's her finances again because I know that's what we've talked to me in the past. So I am here to try to help with whatever I can. Yee, let me tell you something. Never be shy or embarrassed to tell me if you need assistance or help in anything, not even when it's just anything. I may not be able to help you, but when you have problems, when you share them, a lot of times just sharing it gets and getting it out of your system helps you feel better. I may not always have good advice. I might not always know what to say to you, um, but I can always listen to you and hear you out. It's like the email I sent you once. You know, I sent you and Sarah emails, a lot of emails, and I get confused about what did I tell that to Sarah or did I tell that to Cindy? Something like get confused, but I think I told you. I'm not sure you or Sarah, but I think I told you. But anyways, like I told you in the email one time, an email I sent you, I said that when we have problems, you know, the devil always attacks us right here first. This is where he attacks us in our minds and our thoughts. And when the devil comes and puts a bad thought in your head, something negative or evil or something bad, you can choose not to. I'm gonna think about this and dwell on it, and I'm gonna think about it some more and more, and that thing's gonna grow and grow like a seed. It's gonna grow, 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 grow because the more you think about a problem, the more you feed it, the bigger it gets. And a lot of times, when you don't share it, you have it inside of you, and then you can get sick. You can physically get sick. I think the term is psychosomatic symptoms. I think there's a psychological term, psychosomatic symptoms, where you have sick symptoms of being sick, but only because of an emotional problem. Not that you have a virus, but it's just something here. But what I'm trying to say, sweetie, is if you're going through problems, feel free to talk to me. If it's something you feel more comfortable talking to somebody else, then talk to somebody else. You don't have to talk to me, but talk to somebody. But you never have to carry your burdens alone. Jesus never leaves you. Jesus never forsakes you. And that's why I sent you that link of that poem about the footprints in the beach. Um, I'm pretty sure you read it sometime in the past. I'm not sure, but sometimes when I get really stressed out and worried and everything else, and I feel like I'm alone, and I feel like, oh my gosh, there's no hope. It's so hard. I can't go forward. I'm tired of fighting. Every time I get those feelings, what I do is I do exercise. That helps me a lot. So I can't exercise hard because I have my bad knee, which will be operated. But I'll walk, or I'll go swimming. And after I walk a lot and listen to music to my Walkman while I'm walking and my MP3 player, I feel better. I feel better. Because when you do exercise, you get these happy hormones that get built up in you. But another thing that I do is I try to talk to somebody to just to let it out and get it out of me so it doesn't grow and get worse inside of me. And the third thing that I like to do, Mija, is this. Well, besides praise, is I like to remember that poem. That's why I sent it to you, that little poem about footsteps. It's called Footsteps or Footsteps in Sand. I don't know it by heart, but I'm going to summarize it for you real quick because the letters were really, really small, so it's hard to read. Hold on a second. Sorry. It goes like this. It goes, one night I had a dream that I was walking with Jesus in the sand, in the beach. And then he said this in this poem. I was walking with Jesus, and And but then there's rain started and the storms coming. It started getting scary, and I started having problems. And I started getting nervous, and I didn't see Jesus no with next to me no more, and I felt alone. I felt depressed. I felt like I had been abandoned, and I was overwhelmed with all my problems. And I said, and I looked down at the footsteps, and now there's instead of two pair of footsteps, before it was him and Jesus walking together. He looked down. Now there's only one set of footsteps. And he said, footprints. He said, well, Lord, why did you leave me in my darkest hour? Why was I alone? Why were you not there for me? Why did you step out of my life when I needed you the most? And then he said this. Jesus said to him, no, my son, no, my daughter, I didn't leave you. It was there with that one set of footprints that I was carrying you. I was carrying you. So, Cindy, sometimes we go through problems, Mija. We all do. We will always have problems until the day we die, unfortunately. There's no such thing as a perfect life because the devil hates us and he wants to discourage us and he wants us to be miserable and sad and stressed out. We're always going to have problems, unfortunately. But I will give you advice, and it is this: get closer to Jesus, because the closer you get to Jesus, the easier it'll be for you to handle your situations, because you're going to learn to have faith in God more in all situations. That is the most important thing that Christians can have is our faith in God. You know, a few years ago, I remember I told you guys a story in that video I made for you about when my father left my mother. He came back about a year and a half later, right? That was really hard for me. Another hard situation in my life is this, and this I have not told to none of the girls, just you. But a few years ago, I was working and I got a phone call from my mom, all crying and screaming and nervous that my dad was in the hospital. I had to go to the hospital, so I got all scared. Um, in those days, I was a teacher. I was teaching at Paris High School. So I went to my supervisor, the principal, in my break, and I told him, "Hey, I have an emergency. I got to leave. Can I get a substitute teacher?" And they did, and I left. And I went to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, my mom was there, my brothers were there, my sister-in-laws, and everybody was crying. Everybody was just crying, crying, crying. And I didn't know what's going on. And then my mom told me that, hey, your dad, my dad, had a heart attack. So I got scared. I mean, oh my gosh, nobody wants to hear that their parent got a heart attack. Sorry, I got a text right now, but I got really, really scared, and everybody was crying, and I didn't know what to say. And I'm the oldest brother. There's me and my two brothers. Um, so I kind of like felt like I was like I had a since my dad was sick, like I was like this. I had to be the spiritual head of the family, of all of our families. I felt that way. I don't know why, but I just did. But I go to my dad at this room. Finally, they let me go in. He was in ICU, intensive care unit, a lot of tubes on him, and machines and everything else, and he was unconscious. Um, so I started praying for him, and then I did this. I got a chair and I sat near his ear, and I started talking to my dad quietly in his ear. He was like with his eyes closed, so I'm not responding. Um, but I got a Bible and I started reading him verses about healing in the Bible. That's what I did, okay? And when I started talking to my dad, even though he was unconscious, reading the Bible to him, the healing verses, because he needed healing, my faith started growing. My faith started growing, and I started feeling that. I started growing, and then I felt something God put in my heart very deep. Um, I don't want you to think that I'm strange. I mean, I don't say God talked to me, uh, but I felt like God put something in my heart that I'll never, ever, ever forget. And I told this to my mom. I went to my mom because she was crying hysterically because I was her husband, right? For many, many years. And this is what I told my mom. That which God put in my heart. And this is what I'm going to tell you right now, Cindy, okay? Also, I said this to her, Mom, now more than ever, we need to have faith in God and trust God. That's what I told her. Now, Mom, now more than ever. No, no, wait, wait. No, sorry, sorry. I said it wrong. It's like this. Now, Mom, I said, Mom, listen, now more than ever, we need to believe God's word and have faith in God. Now more than ever, we need to believe God's word and have faith in God. We need to trust God today, now more than ever, ever. I don't know what your situation is, sweetie, but I know you say you have problems, and whatever your problems is, sweetie, God is greater than your problems. God is bigger than those problems. Whatever it is that hurts you or that bothers you or that, I don't know, confuses you or depresses you or that angers you or frustrates you, whatever the situation is, sweetie, God is bigger than that situation, and God will see you through. You just have to have more faith in God right now more than ever, and get closer to God and pray and just believe that He will see you through, and He will. Um, I'm sorry I made another movie. I was just gonna say hi basically, but I made another movie. I love your emails so much, Cindy. Oh my gosh, they're so beautiful. They just melt my heart away. You know why I feel special when you send me emails? Because when you send me an email, this shows me that you're thinking about me. It shows me that you miss me, that you love me, like you tell me, and I know you do. But you make me feel very loved. You make me feel special. You make me feel. You make me feel so proud, and I just love you so much, Cindy. You're my baby girl. I don't care how old you are or you will be. You'll always be my baby. And I love you. Thank you, sweetie. God bless you. Bye. Bye.